Welcome to Star Wars Rebels Revisited.
Welcome,
Nice,
welcome.
nice to see you all here. I'm Ashley Brienzo,
Hi, and I'm Mark Von Olen.
and we're here to have another watch along this week. But we're continuing on with our Inquisitors uh, kind of recap into our favorite moments with the Inquisitors in Rebels episodes. I know he's been in Kenobi, but this is where the meat and potatoes are for Inquisitor stories, I think. So,
Oh, for sure. I
yeah.
think we saw that last week too, like just the amount of screen time that the Grand Inquisitor got within Star Wars Rebels, being the lead villain of season one. We saw almost as much footage of him in that episode than we
Yeah,
did of the entirety of Obi-Wan, the series.
absolutely. Yeah. So tonight we're going to be doing a watch along with season 2, episode 5, Always Two There Are, and season 2, episode 10, Future of the Force. And these are very great, awesome Inquisitor episodes. And who are we meeting tonight, Mark?
Oh boy. Five and seven, as we'll start using for the shorthand, the fifth brother and the seventh sister. You may remember the fifth brother if you watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. He was sort of second in command, sort of,
Mm-hmm.
to the Grand Inquisitor. And then the seventh sister, played by the awesome Sarah Michelle Gellar. They are actually production order-wise introduced within Star Wars Rebels, which, as we've mentioned, takes place after the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So this is deeper into the history of these characters. But there's also where we first met them. And we're going to do the episode. Always Two There Are is actually the first appearance of Seventh Sister. And it is the second appearance of the fifth brother. He appears quickly in a prior episode where he just boards the bridge of Cassius's ship, Constantine's ship. And he doesn't really do anything. But like this is the action-packed episode where they chase down Ezra, Sabine, and Zeb. And it is actually quite a scary episode. We're picking all the horror ones for our watch-alongs.
Oh, yeah, we're just getting them out of the way so we can get into the fun ones. But
Yeah.
I really think you guys are going to love this episode. And you get to see how cunning and how sneaky these Inquisitors are. And it's not just the Grand Inquisitor, like they're Inquisitors for a reason. And you see exactly why in these episodes.
Yeah, they do a good job hunting down the crew of the Ghost, and they're pretty devious. They certainly learn from the best with the Grand Inquisitor, and they're good villains. I will say, like this is season 2 now of Star Wars Rebels, so you know we're jumping around on our watch-alongs. And season 1 had such a strong villain in the Grand Inquisitor throughout those 15 episodes, as we watched him sort of chase the Ghost and come very close to capturing them and create a lot of problems on Lothal. For the particular crew. These guys working directly under Vader in some circumstances are an even bigger threat. And you'll notice from the little graphic, Ms. Ahsoka Tano makes an appearance as well, because we need her to help fight these two off.
Exactly. And we get to see how much Ahsoka has grown since Clone Wars. This is the first time we really see her in action since the Clone Wars episodes. So this is a huge reveal as far as how far her force abilities have gone, how far her lightsaber training has gone. It's such a cool thing to see. And you're just, I don't know about you guys, but I was cheering the entire time, like, yeah, look at her go.
Yeah,
So,
this first episode gives us some amazing moments. And not to spoil what we'll be talking about in next week's show, as it is our Inquisitor wrap-up episode of top moments. This image might be this image might be important for that. But the duel that happens, the fight that happens in this episode across all the characters, so fifth brother, seventh sister, Kanan, Ezra, Ahsoka, it's impressive. It's one of the better fights, I think, in all of Rebels.
oh yeah, definitely. And it's the one with the most stakes because
Yeah.
Ahsoka is out of hiding and she's coming up against Jedi hunters.
Yeah.
So
And they're
what are
looking for
they?
her.
And they're
That's what
looking for her.
they were. Just the Grand Inquisitor was on the tail of Kanan and Ezra, and now these two are specifically after her. So a lot has changed in the small amount of time we have spent with the crew of the Ghost from season 1 to season 2.
Right. Now,
Uh,
is it a full year at this point
it's close to
passed?
that, right? Because the
Yeah.
timeline of Rebels is about 4 years, and they gave us 4 seasons, and you can
Hmm.
see it in the growth of Ezra. Like he gets progressively older looking every season. They don't really change the character models on everyone else all that much. Like Freddy has a
Right.
slightly different look, and obviously after his injury, they fully redesign his like faceplate kind of thing and everything. And King Sabine is always changing her hair. But Ezra really grows, and
Yeah.
you could see the duration of the show on the face of Ezra Bridger for sure.
Yeah. Definitely, especially when he gets his scars. But that's for
Yeah,
later day.
I can't wait to like work our way toward that. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be
We
good.
are doing a double watch along tonight though, and just like last week, so we're going to start like right now. So I haven't even really looked at who's in the chat yet, but hopefully enough people are with us that we could start our countdown, because we do want to get both episodes in and get you out of here in the hour that we promised the show is going to run in. We haven't hit our hour yet. We're always a few minutes over.
We're
But
stragglers.
everyone
Sorry.
pull up your Disney Plus machine, or your Disney Plus, go into Star Wars Rebels. And this is season 2. So when you click on, we've been staying in season 1 before this. So season 2, episode 5, always 2 there are. Ashley, do you want to do the countdown?
Absolutely. We can start with 5. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
All right, here we go. I'm excited to dive into season 2. It's very much, as I was saying last week, a sequel to the Clone Wars.
Definitely. Oh my gosh.
And right off the bat, like there's Rex, right? Just part of the crew.
Yeah. This is
Sabine's
my
got different
favorite,
color
like
hair.
Sabine and Chopper prank. I'm pretty sure I drew this on a pano card for Tops.
Oh yeah, everyone. So I've mentioned this before. That's how I know Ashley. She was an artist at Tops, or still is, doing sketch cards. Put her name into eBay, and you'll see her stuff come up. Like she's got
Thank you.
artwork out there. Also, come visit us at San Diego Comic-Con. You can buy stuff direct from the source because you're at a booth. You're Joe Crony's booth. You said, right, in the
Yes.
4000s.
Yep. Joe Crony and I will be at booth 4300 right in front of the Hall F doors.
Nice. I will
And
also
Brian
be there.
Fife.
Brian, I knew you had another friend with you.
Yeah.
I will be at San Diego Comic Con booth 4049, selling the De Nuevo Novo stuff. So you can come get some art from Ashley, some helmets and whatnot from me, or just come by to say hi. We'll be handing out more of our business cards with the Star Wars Revisited little promo cards, which we gave away a ton at Star Wars Celebration. I have to order more because we're almost out.
Yeah. I've got like half a box left. So, but Ezra was trying to lift Chopper and didn't realize that he had his feet locked down.
Yep.
But he just mentioned the general that he served with Rex in the Clone Wars had Jedi skill and wisdom. So I'm guessing they were talking about Obi-Wan
Or Ahsoka.
or Ahsoka.
Or Anakin. I mean, it fits all three of them.
Yeah.
Less Anakin. Anakin's more rash. He jumps in. He thinks he's a shoot first, stab first.
He wasn't really disciplined as Ahsoka and Obi-Wan was.
It's interesting. Ahsoka, even though she's the Padawan of Anakin, does feel like a perfect melding of Obi-Wan and Anakin with like the best characteristics of each of them. Like she took all the right lessons from both of them, was like, I'm gonna form a better Jedi for sure.
Yeah. And then I'm not gonna be a Jedi.
Yeah. Oh, I missed this quote. I missed this comment right at the top of the chat from Spencer. Party in Boston next month. So, as the episode's happening, but we're all over the place right now. A bunch of us are going to Boston Fan Expo, where Ewan McGregor, Giancarlo Esposito, and a bunch of other people are signing autographs. Ashley will be working there as well. You have a booth, right?
Yeah, we will be in Creator Row. I'm not sure the table number yet, but I will notify.
You'll find that out the day before. It's always these small scale shows, like, and it's not even that small, but you know how they run.
Yeah.
So Ashley will be there, and it turns out a bunch of the community is going to be there. So Spencer and Ashley were the ones who told me about the Ewan McGregor signing, and I wasn't even planning on going.
Yeah,
And
you
now I'm
weren't.
going. So now we're
So I'm so
going,
excited.
because also Catherine Tate and David Tennant are going to be there. So the Whovian in me, I have been chasing Catherine Tate forever.
Yeah, she like never
Even
does cons, so
no, and the one I was supposed to go to with her at, the whole con canceled. Like the con went bankrupt, and so I couldn't even get my money back on the tickets or anything. It was a whole fiasco. So this has been like this running gag that she's my white whale. So I've got to meet Catherine Tate. It's kind of as if I don't do it now, I'll kick myself. So everyone's like, Star Wars this, and I was like, Catherine Tate. So yeah. Anyway, back to the episode. As you can see, we're doing another infiltration thing, right? So one of the things that we talked about last week is that the crew of the Ghost, they go places, they steal stuff, they get out. It's very that, like almost little mission spy kind of stuff. And we sent what I think is a pretty functional team. It's Ezra, it's Sabine, it's Zeb, and they brought Chopper because they always need a droid. This is a little crew right here.
Trash can. Yes,
yeah.
That's what Zeb just called them. Oh, and Sabine's doing some art. But what do we got here?
Yep, a little mini droid over there.
Uh-oh.
That's the helmet.
She would have shot him.
Yeah.
You don't sneak up on her in a creepy place.
No. Oh, Sarah's saying that Rex wouldn't have any idea what happened to Anakin. I don't think anyone really knows because Obi-Wan didn't even. Obi-Wan thought he was dead. How Reva only knew because I guess she had kept tabs, right? And realized it was him. Mm-hmm. But we've been through that with a lot of the Clone Wars characters where everyone's fate was just undetermined. Like a lot of people thought Ahsoka had died because every Jedi in Order 66 for the most part had been killed. And if they hadn't, the Empire was certainly going to say they were. Here we go. On to the fifth brother and Constantine.
These mystics, he calls them.
Lordy. Agent Callus, with his sexy beard, and Constantine with his just, oh my God, he's terrible. Like, it's a good thing they have an idiot on staff. Like, it happens with Admiral Ozzel as well. Like, you have someone incompetent enough that like the rebels can sneak on through and get by or whatever. Right. And Constantine is that guy. He messes up the plan for Thrawn basically in season 3.
And Thrawn is not happy. Oh, no. He's not happy.
You almost wonder if it's intentional because like there have been rumors that Admiral Ozzel was secretly working for the rebellion. That's never been confirmed, by the way, and that's not canon, but I like it as a headcanon because
it totally fits. Yeah. Totally fits. Callus did it better.
Yes, Callus was much better at it. And at some point we do need to do a Callus watch along and do Through Imperial Eyes because I think that is one of the best episodes in the whole series.
Agreed.
We're gonna our list of best episodes of the series is gonna be 50 episodes long. It's gonna be more than half the series.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're just gonna make you watch all 4 seasons. That's it.
We're gonna do it in a roundabout way. Before you know it, you're gonna be rewatching stuff too. It's like we're gonna look at Twilight Apprentice for the 7th time with a focus this time on this particular character.
I don't think anybody would be surprised if we really did that.
I like Ezra trying to explain his powers to Zeb because it's all stuff he's like not that great at actually. Like he's not that intuitive and he's not that quick on his feet and he should be able to run faster and jump higher and stuff. But like a little bit, like he's no Kanan. Yeah, they don't realize the danger they're in.
Mm-hmm. Skip Ruckle. Hi, Skip. He says Live Chopper looked good at Celebration. I know. Oh my God. I insta cried when I saw the footage. Like,
It's gonna be so fun seeing everyone in live action. As much as I want more animated stories with the Rebels, I think bringing it to live action is going to broaden the audience, like it always does. So it'll be a good thing, and maybe it'll bring people back to Rebels. And then at that point, why couldn't they do another animated series? And again, we're also going to have the Tales of the Jedi. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't follow along with Ezra or Kanan. Like, they could have their own episodes. Like, that's going to be an anthology.
Oh, I'm so excited for that possibility. That'd be amazing.
That's my number one thing that, other than Andor, which I'm very, very, very excited about. Also because it's finally here and it's so close. Tales of the Jedi for sure. Like, that's the thing I'm most excited about.
It's a droid off.
Yeah.
Ah, my boy.
And this is the first time I think that Chopper doesn't do the killing or the disabling.
Yeah, look at this little fool, like just messing with Chopper. Ugh, blow him up now. It sounded like Chopper said he needed help. Yes, he did. Go get him.
Yeah. Oh, this is where Zeb gets stuck.
Poor Zeb. What did
He could
Ezra
take the
call
long
him?
way.
Shoulders in one episode.
And now he's fully stuck.
Oh, there she
Yeah.
is.
I like that they don't know what it is, this probe droid.
It's like a puppy probe droid.
Yeah, little baby version.
It's almost cute if it wasn't such a psycho.
Yeah, oh boy. Red lightsaber, never a good thing. Also, like, you're not going to win. Just run.
You know what comes next? Yes, she does. She's not even running after them. She's just biding her time.
Yeah, very patient, not concerned.
I love how her lightsaber doesn't look like the other Inquisitors. It's got that fancy kind of thorn look to it.
Yeah.
Really cool. Kind of makes it a little more elegant for her.
Yeah, it's very, there's a real feminine energy to her whole character design.
True.
It's very, very smooth and fluid. And then the fifth brother is just like, which is not like that in Obi-Wan. That's what's so interesting.
No.
Like, he doesn't look nearly as large and intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you put the two of them side by side. The lightsaber also looks gigantic in her hands. Like, I don't know if it's like an extra long or something, but it's a wildly large lightsaber.
Maybe she's like Rey and she's skilled with a long bow or a long staff
Yeah,
and just she's more capable of wielding it as such than a lightsaber, like a regular lightsaber.
that makes sense. Because I remember when Ezra got his lightsaber, they adjusted it to his height and it came
Yes.
down slightly. Whereas for her, it looks like it's extra long.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Her force powers are very strong. Yeah, I like this little interaction right here. Where he's just gonna straight up kill Ezra, which is the right move, by the way. Using him as bait, you could use the dead body as bait. Like, you don't. There's no reason to not kill him. I think if I were one of the bad guys, it was like, don't let him live. He has a chance to escape.
Yeah, she's kind of like luring him in.
Yeah.
Poor Sebby's still in the grave. I don't want to die this way. I'm the last of my kind.
It's so sad.
Oh.
Yeah, he could have been in real trouble up there.
Yeah. And I think if up until this point, they only know of the one Inquisitor, the Inquisitor. They don't know there are others.
Yeah, this
So,
is news to them that like a whole other team is after them.
mhm.
And I think they had their run in with Vader at the end of season one. So they know that he's out there, and people would know who Darth Vader is. But once they defeated the Inquisitor, like which his name would imply, there's just the one. That's what I would think anyway. So this is a
Yeah,
surprise.
she's trying to tempt him.
She's really good in this role.
Mm-hmm. And it was weird because up until this point, and I know, shame on me, I've never seen Cruel Intentions, but I just knew her from Buffy and I knew her from All My Children way back in the day when my mom and my
Oh,
sister used to watch that. So she's good at playing like the cunning, conniving uh, queen
yeah,
bee. And Buffy, she's a badass. So I think this is like a dual role for that for
Yeah.
her. It's pretty
It's
cool.
interesting because like she was cast as a villain originally early in her career. I think she's a villain in All My Children and then
Hmm.
Cruel Intentions, obviously. So when she was going for the role of Buffy, they were like, people know her as the villain. But then when she was going for other movie roles and things, like because of Buffy, she was the hero. And so it switched again on her. And I was like, it's
Yeah.
amazing how quickly you get pigeonholed, especially for women in the entertainment industry.
Right.
It's crazy. I think she's pretty much great in almost everything she's done. Like whether it's like a big live action movie role, like I know you did last summer, where she's
Oh
like a real
yeah.
scream queen, right? Like she's like
Yeah.
the snobby like pageant girl in high school, even though they're all in their like late 20s. Or if it's like small voice acting gigs, she's in 6 episodes of this show, but plays a very important role, and she's really good in it. She brings like a lightness to this character. Like she could have easily just made this like a very aggressive evil witch. Wicked. I would go to like Wicked Witch of the West or like a Rita Repulsa for your like angry
Oh,
evil villain
totally.
women. Like, but she doesn't go anywhere near that at all. It's very like calm and almost like again the Count Dooku, Grand Inquisitor, that breed of like scary. She finds that energy really easily.
Oh yeah. And she was great in that CW show. I think it's called Ringer. It
Oh
was
yeah,
her as like twin sisters, and
plays
one was more
herself. Yeah,
cunning.
yeah.
And I love that series. I was so bummed when it was canceled.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like her big comeback thing too. I think to TV after Buffy, because it was a couple
Yeah.
years later. It was a good show. It's just one of those things where like I think also the CW was on sort of a downswing. Like I remember
Mm.
the heyday of CW where it was like Buffy, Charm, Dawson's, like they had hit that high school zone perfectly, and those kids had aged up though. Like once One Tree Hill was no longer on, it like wasn't super relevant
Right.
as a channel. Meanwhile, Sarah Michelle Gellar, we were able to bring her to Star Wars Celebration in 2017 in Orlando, like one of her only ever public conventions.
Oh, I
And
would
she
love to
did
meet her.
very, very well. She was super nice. My husband got to be her handler
Oh,
during one
that's
of the days.
great.
Yeah, I had him volunteer for the day, and he got to be Sarah Michelle's person and did all of the private signing for her trading cards and photos and everything, because we then had her on the Star Wars Authentic site, and she was fantastic.
Oh,
And she was
so
right next to
jealous.
Freddie. So
Of
I spent a little bit of
course.
time with Freddie and then brought him again in 2019 to Celebration. And he's just easy to work with, super nice, super friendly, knows his stuff. Great guy. And the
Yeah.
two of them were
Oh,
fun to be next to each other because every now and then, like, you'd see Freddie like sort of pop in around the thing to like check on Sarah. And she's like, I'm good. Like, they did use more hand sanitizer than anyone on the planet, though. They were ahead of the curve. When we looked at all, because everyone had a little bucket of hand sanitizer. And when I tell you, after every person, they used hand sanitizer, which was so smart.
and
And
they
no
had
one else
small
was really
children
doing
at
it.
that time too. So
I think that's
it's
what it was. Yeah.
fantastic parents. Very
Yeah.
good.
That was the only text messages Sarah Michelle was checking, was one of the nanny texted, because at one point they were at Disney and then they were back. And that was the
Aw,
only thing she was looking up for. Um,
right.
Meanwhile, here she's ready to kill. She's ready to kill children.
She's
Um,
killing children
yeah.
here.
So right now the trap is that they're asking Sabine and Zeb to basically bring their whole crew to lure them here. They want to bring them into the trap. So Zeb saves the day. Like this is a great Zeb episode as well. Like every now and then, like you think like the crux of the episode, like right now it's all about the Inquisitors. Um, the the real hero in this story ends up being Zeb, and he
Yeah.
is, I think, the unsung hero of the Ghost. Sometimes, like he doesn't get the same amount of credit as everyone else does. Everyone else's character arcs get talked about in videos and videos and videos, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and Zeb is there, and he
But
gets overlooked.
yeah, totally. And in this, he says, I feel like everybody knows everything but me. But if I leave here, those kids don't stand a chance. He kind of feels like,
Yep.
okay, Hera's the pilot, uh, Ezra and Kanan are Jedi, Sabine's the art and weapons master. What am I doing? I'm just brute force. But
Yep.
this is Zeb's arc,
Yeah.
and
He
you're getting to see a big chunk of it here.
he goes through a lot um in the course of the show when we find out everything that happened, and we find out pretty early on in season 1 what happened to his entire species, and then we see him navigate all of that, and then his relationship with Ezra changes over time. um
Even with Chopper, like he's just like, yeah, I don't stand a chance even if I go in there with you. And before I was like, I can't even understand you, but like he becomes less annoyed with these two.
Yeah. I'm seeing a question from Sarah. Is the seventh sister the same species as Luminar? And yes, she is. If you
Yes.
visit the Wikipedia, which is always my go-to reference if I don't have about my visual dictionary, the seventh sister is a Miri Allen. I never say it right. Miri Allen Inquisitor. And other famous Miri Allens include Master Luminara, Barriss Offee. Sometimes they have green skin. Sometimes they have purple skin. Let's see. Yeah, or sometimes pink. So green or pink. Some had purple. Yeah, and those were probably the most famous ones. Luminara, Barriss Offee, Seventh Sister. Yeah, I'm looking through the Wikipedia to see if anyone else was like super famous, and that's really, those are the big ones.
Yes, Sherry. Kendall was such a brat on All My Children. Like that was the hard part. Like she was good to watch, but oh my God, she was just like spoiled. And I think that was part of the fun for her character. And it's so good to see that cunningness come back in
Yeah.
Rebels.
Meanwhile, they're super strong. Like them being able to hold that ship. We because someone pointed out like Vader pulling back a ship was stupid and unbelievable in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and I was like, has no one watched the rest of Star Wars? Because just because it doesn't happen in the original trilogy doesn't mean it doesn't happen all the time. They've done it in other movies. They did it in Episode 9 with Rey. They've done it in animation numerous times. This was one example right here that we weren't even planning on. And they just did it. They do it at the end of Clone Wars too. At one point, Ahsoka's trying to grab Maul in the finale of Clone Wars.
Yeah. Zeb wins parallel parking master
Yeah.
in this that scene right there. Just swinging the Phantom around to connect it to the Ghost. Like, no big deal.
He's an MVP of this episode, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Good showing all around for our characters. 5 and 7 are a force to be reckoned with. Super cunning, captured them, lost them, but like the ghost of the crew is pretty slippery. But now everyone's on high alert. Yeah, we got lucky. Zeb saved us.
Yeah, they just realized there are 2 Inquisitors. He didn't know.
Yeah.
And he looks devastated here too.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's your wife.
They got the medical supplies though, which was the original plot, right?
Right.
It's like we've got to get in, steal the stuff, get out. And then what happens? Side quest disaster. They knew about Ahsoka. That's the rub right there. Like, that's who they're really searching for. Oh, girl.
Yeah.
And see how it goes from like things are fine, and then in Rebels territory, and it's like, what a disaster.
Like ultimately they completed the mission, but oh man, where are they going?
Yeah. By the way, Commander Sato, could we see him in Andor? He's on my Andor list because he's played such a prominent role in Rebels in season 2 and into season 3 as well.
That would be so cool. Keone Young is amazing. And, even if we had him back in the role.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be really cool.
I think it's rare that we're going to see the voice actors also do the live action. But he doesn't really look like his character. But like, enough costuming and you fix the hair, close enough for me, right? Like,
yeah.
Like truly. The same thing with even like someone was like Steve Bloom, you could just put him in full prosthetics and like make him play Zeb. I was like, I'd be so into that because Steve is just amazing.
Would
die.
I totally would. I don't know how he would feel about it because, well, you got to think with voice acting, you have to be physical as well, and just kind of throwing yourself into it and really getting the voice across. So in a way, I feel like he already is, maybe, but. Anyway, I would love to see that.
I would watch that. I think that'd be really fun to watch Steve as live action Zeb. By the way, I don't think we're going to get a live action Zeb. It's a big undertaking.
I don't know.
Well, he went off to his homeworld with Callus. Doesn't mean he can't come back, but it seemed like he was settled there. So at that point, is he no longer part of the larger conflict that's continuing to brew? So because I really think the Ahsoka show, is Ahsoka and Sabine. Anyone else they run into, minor secondary, like I don't think Chopper and Hera are going to be in all the episodes.
They brought Chopper out.
I know.
So it's entirely possible, like this is just my theory, it's entirely possible that Chopper helps them because
Mhm.
you know as well as I do that they need a droid to get into those sticky places.
Yes.
And
A
so,
droid is always useful, and I think every show should have a droid. That should be
right,
one of our like if we were going to sketch out a Star Wars show, what are the must-haves? Um,
droids,
even more so than a lightsaber or someone
cute
who knows how to wear the
aliens.
Force. Like you need like a weird alien, you need a droid, you need a good villain, but like a droid is a must-have for any crew, like without a
Yeah.
doubt. And I think Chopper is one of the best ones. If we were doing a droid listicle of like the most useful droids, like he probably is more effective than like other than R2D2 who you
Yeah.
could really
Him and
like,
R2, top two,
yeah,
easily.
yeah. C3PO falls to the bottom quite a bit. He like barely translates when we need him to.
But
Yeah,
honestly, like, have we had a Star Wars story so far where a droid has not played a major part in helping the greater good?
I can never think of one.
No.
Yeah,
If
because
you guys can
K2
think
is
of
all over
one,
Rogue One.
put
Yeah,
it in the comments.
yeah, yeah. Like find one of those. Oh yeah, I am using a Disney glass. Yes, I have the square ones too. I have a lot of like we're eBayers.
You have the best
So
stuff, I
it is,
swear.
but it's not expensive either. So like
I
if I
know.
paid $3 for this glass, like
I remember
you know,
those.
um, this I think was a McDonald's class. I'm pretty sure because I worked at McDonald's in high school, and I was there for some interesting stuff, including the launch of the McFlurry, which I tell people all the time because it's like such a like those things have been around for so long now. You're like, well, it must have launched at some point, right? I
Yeah,
was there
I
for the
was
launch of
working
the
at
McFlurry.
McDonald's when they first came out, and I was
Yeah.
16 and overwhelmed with McFlurries, but
Oh my God, with that stupid spoon.
hate
And
that machine.
the four flavors we had, we're so off topic now, you guys, but I forgot that you
Yep,
worked at
bye.
McDonald's also. I was in high school. I was there from 96 to 99 or whatever that was, right?
99 is when
Uh,
I started.
oh, there you go. So the four flavors they launched with were like M&M, Reese's.
Hmm.
We had Kit Kat, which didn't last long, or Nestle Crunch, or
Yeah,
one of those, and it didn't
the
last
Kit
long.
Kat didn't last long.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
it
the
was Oreos.
Oreo was big. Oreo was the number one, and
Very
then the
big.
M&M, and then the Reese's, which people. This was before everyone had a peanut allergy. I don't even know if Reese's is on the menu anymore. But those damn spoons were like, and let me tell you, you joke about the ice cream machine never working. At the height of McFlurry, we had like a tech on staff at all times on the off chance that like the ice cream machine was off for more than 5 minutes. Because that's I feel like that's all I sold that entire summer was McFlurry after McFlurry. And the margins on that
True.
stuff is great. So it was well worth whatever we were paying that dude to like stand around and like fix the machine. Now
Oh,
you
yeah.
walk into McDonald's and it is an 80% chance there's no ice cream.
And facts.
All right, so swinging back to Rebels, I wonder if they
Yes.
have ice cream in Star Wars. That's the real question there, because they have milk, and they have other food, but they don't seem like a dessert heavy kind of
Yeah.
culture. Put in the comments if anyone knows if there's Star Wars ice cream. There must be somewhere, because even at Galaxy's Edge, there really isn't like
I
a good.
feel like the Galactic Star Cruiser has that like fancy, and I think it's even in Docking Bay 7. They have that fancy like mousse that looks like a rock.
Oh
It kind
yeah,
of looks like a
like a yogurt.
stone, and it's
Yeah.
really, really good, and it's there. And they
Hmm.
also had the Mustafar parfait on Star Wars night while we were
I
there
didn't know
for
that.
celebration. Oh my God, it looks like a molten rock in this
Oh,
tiny
cute.
little jar. And it's got like fruit flavored parfait in the top and then a chocolate parfait underneath. It was really cool.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, it was best $10 I ever spent on a dessert in Disney World. I was
Yeah,
so happy to eat that. And I was like, do
I
we
do
really
like their
have to
custom
leave?
stuff. Yeah,
It was fantastic.
I'm
So if they bring
curious
that back
to.
next Star Wars night, you guys got to try it. It's good.
And now with the next celebration being in London and there isn't a theme park there, like
Mm.
what are the offsite and like what is that all going to look like? Like I'm not even sure.
Are
Like
they
is it
gonna do like Leaves Den tours or Pinewood tours, maybe?
oh my god, a Pinewood tour. I didn't even think
That
of
would be
that.
yeah.
I
So
don't
if
think
you
it's
guys
particularly
go,
close to the city center though. Like that's the
yeah, it's
one.
it's more towards like
Yeah.
the other side of the city.
I think I mean look, I'm a licensee and I haven't been able to get on set in like the 8 years or visit Pinewood. Also COVID, right? But
Right.
like I also think too, like by the way, we're going to San Diego Comic Con and we're in the middle of like another COVID surge. It's sort of unbelievable. 2023 in April, I want to say like, oh, we'll be well past it. will be into whatever the next plague is at this point. I've just sort of surrendered.
Oh,
But like I
surrender
think
to the
it's
plagues.
yeah, it's the kind of thing where I can't imagine that anything above and beyond the actual con will happen. And that's sort of true for the international shows as well. Like
Right.
celebrations that are not in America don't get the same amount of attention. They don't get the same number of autograph guests. They don't get the same number of photo op guests. They don't get the same number of licensees attending.
So this
It's
is
a very
huge for them.
different. Yeah, this will be great though that like Europe finally has one again because it's been a minute.
Hmm.
But like and they're trying to make it feel as big as the other ones, but inevitably it never is. Like not all the
Right.
American talent are going to fly out to London, even press wise. So I hope it's not quite, I hope it's not super small. I don't think it will be. I think they'll still make it like a really great event. I just would temper expectations about the amount of like we'll call wraparound content that
Right.
comes with that show. Like obviously there's no theme park to tack on to, so you're not going to get any of that.
Yeah. And it's also it's hard for people who are in the States, just like them coming here. It's hard to do cross the Atlantic travel and stuff. And,
Yeah,
you know,
you have to get a
despite my
passport.
mom, yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And despite my mom having family in the London area, I haven't seen them since I was little, if at all.
Mhm.
So it's not like, hey, can I come crash on your couch? So
Right, exactly.
yeah.
That's the other
So
thing too, the artists. Like it's so expensive just to have the
oh
table. I
yeah.
can't imagine international
And
travel.
people,
You'll never
from what
recoup
Joe
that.
was telling me, like people who buy art prints, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, UK people, but you tend to not have a lot of wall space for the big 18 by 24 prints. So a lot of 13 by 19 or smaller are welcome. So if I get a print in the art show, I'm gonna try to make it. If not, because it's my Empire Strikes Back birthday next year, so
Mm,
we'll see how
yeah,
that
it's
goes.
what is it, the 40th next year?
Mhm.
Oh boy.
So it's my
Um,
Empire Strikes Back birthday. That's what I
nice.
call it because it makes turning 40 so much easier.
Well, I just did it. It's fine. Like
Okay.
it's not, it was also during COVID, so it like wasn't fine. It was actually like fine. But it's no different than being 38, 39. It's just like the world around us is the problem. So
Right.
my age number is not the driving issue at the moment. It's like
Right.
it's the collapsing ecosystem, democracy, all that stuff, just
All that
evaporating before our
Star
very eyes.
Warsian
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. The things that we watch in cartoons where they try to teach you a lesson and like no one learns the lesson. So
Nope.
yeah, it's like, all right. And with that, we should jump into the next episode.
Right. It
Looking at
is
the
time.
time. Yep. So we're staying in season 2, and we are going to continue our path on the dark side with Future of the Force. This is episode 10. And this is another great showing for our two Inquisitors,
And this is
baddies.
where you see how low they can go.
Yeah,
Up until
they
Kenobi, you don't really know how low they go in the name of Palpatine. This shows some
yeah.
dastardly stuff.
This is pretty dark too. We love a dark episode over here. All right, so I'm gonna lead the countdown. This is season 2, episode 10,
All
Future
right.
of the Force. And get your Disney Plus up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So this episode actually picks up a thread from the Clone Wars because this was happening in the Clone Wars as well. That like the Sith were looking to kidnap younglings, and it looks like the Empire has just continued that same approach where they eliminated all the Jedi except for the ones that they couldn't find, right? Like Yoda and Obi-Wan and a few others, um, or the ones that they turned into Inquisitors, like Fifth Brother and Seventh Sister. And so now they need like the next supply chain of force sensitive babies to then turn into more dark side users for their ever growing army of evil, right? So Fifth Brother and Seventh Brother are arriving on the space station looking for a force sensitive child. So they are child abducting in this episode. Welcome to the season, everyone. Yay.
Oh, yeah. And this poor woman, you can tell like it's her granddaughter and she's trying to protect her. Like the poor baby's parents are probably already gone. She's her last hope.
Yeah. I can't imagine being a kid watching this.
Ugh.
Like this would be really scary
Hmm.
if you're not old one.
Oh
So
my God, so horrible.
there's a thought that maybe he killed all those people. It didn't look like the lightsaber blade actually hit anyone on screen. Maybe the last two people who were closest to camera
Yeah, they
could have
wouldn't
been
show
hit
it.
with those blades. Like, yeah. I love that.
Usually means there's trouble.
Yeah. It's like, why am I why am I calling you and not texting you? It's bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad news Tano is here.
It's that meeting that could have been an email, but it's actually a good reason.
And if I were Ezra, I'd be listening at the door as well. So, um, yep, here we go. Information. Oh, yeah. So Ahsoka doesn't know that Darth Vader is Anakin. Let's all throw that out there again, just to remind everyone where we are in the timeline. And so she's trying to uncover the identity of the Sith Lord.
And let's just say her costume is so cool in Rebels. Like she's just a functional badass. Like it's my favorite Ahsoka look.
Yeah, it's a really good character design.
I love how Ahsoka's like, yeah, bring Zeb. Zeb's probably like, what?
So he's like, I did
Seriously?
not sign up for this. I would like to
I
be removed from
barely
this narrative.
escaped last time. Yeah. And I just love the ship design of the Phantom. It just folds up like an origami
Yeah.
ship. It's so cool.
It reminds me a little bit, and I wonder who had the idea first and when they were thinking of execution. Solo Star Wars story, the piece of the Falcon that sits in the front that fills in that little gap in the front of the Falcon. People forget about that. It was an extra little ship,
Yeah.
almost like the Phantom attached to the Ghost in Solo. And it's gone. Obviously, they use it in the movie, and then it's gone because it's not in Episode 4, New Hope, right? So again,
Yeah.
production order. But I love that little retcon right there, and I thought that was so cute. And I was like, oh, it's just like the Phantom. But in theory, like that would be a model of all those ships, to have a little detachable, like almost like a lifeboat, right?
Right. And even Ahsoka's ship design, like that's so cool. And the details in the art and the in Rebels, just when they zoom in really close to their faces and you can see like all the shading and all the
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
love it.
I don't see any dead bodies on the floor. I know so they're gonna use that isolated audio of me at one point. It's like I don't see any dead bodies on the floor. This lady injured but alive. The red blades. Yep.
Zeb, when are you gonna learn to just trust Chopper?
Exactly. He knows what's up.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, we know that droid. That was a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah, one of
Yeah,
my
TIE
favorite
fighters.
pieces.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. One of my favorite pieces that I got from Gentle Giant a while back was the Zeb maquette, and it looks so cool. Just full sculpt of Zeb with his blaster, just like that.
Yeah, he's got a great character design. Meanwhile, this baby just left in like
Yeah, just leave your
TIE
baby in the
fighter.
car.
Yeah, that's all I could think of too. Well, they found the kid, so that's good news.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, this feels like a Clone Wars episode where
It
it's like,
does.
where we've got force sensitive children being abducted, bad guys chasing you down with red lightsabers, the Jedi are on a little mission. Now it ladders up to like the larger plot of season 2 and how we're building the larger Rebel Alliance, and of course, all of this ties to Vader, Anakin, and the eventual showdown with Ahsoka. But this feels like such a moment from the Clone Wars. It's crazy. Yeah, and there's another one. It's interesting when we watched Sparks of Rebellion and they added on that little tag. And, Vader is the one talking to the Inquisitor and he's saying, our big threat right now, the children of the Force. Like this episode is basically, it could be titled Children of the Force or Future of the Force, right? Like this is what he's concerned about is like there will always be Jedi being born all over the galaxy. And at some point, they're going to be able to use these powers to eventually stop them.
Right.
And so they need
And
to
they
cut
want to
them
be
off at the
controlled.
source. Yeah.
And little baby has a Tuca doll,
So cute.
like
So cute.
over there.
Yeah. I know exactly. Zeb's like, there's another baby.
And Chopper's baby sitting in the background. Oh, I love it. He's so cute.
Oh my God.
Sorry, guys. I'm a Chopper, total Chopper stan.
Yeah. I mean, he's, again, one of the best droids in all Star Wars, without a doubt. That's why it's going to be really cool to see him live action because other people are going to fall in love with him as well.
I saw him first.
Honored Rebel, baby hunter.
Jeez.
But in a
This
good way.
scene kind of reminds me of Book of Boba Fett with the droid like carting around Grogu on the oh my God, I can't think of it. The name of that little like cart, the push cart that the
yeah, it
droid
looks like
has in Boba Fett.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Little wagon thing.
Yeah. But that's what I think of when I think of this droid just carrying
rickshaw.
around the baby. Rickshaw, that's it.
Yeah.
The baby in the basket.
This little guy, this alien, like this little hammerhead alien, super cute as a baby.
They needed to put that out at the store along with the baby Ewok and baby Rodian and baby Chewie.
Yeah, baby versions of everything. Super cute for plushies. So I'm sure Star Wars will get more into that because Disney makes a killing in that space.
Oh no.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, run. What are you doing? What are you doing standing there?
She hasn't seen you yet.
Yeah, get out of there. Oh my God.
Ugh. Way to go, Zeb.
Yeah, I would have been out of there like immediately.
Like as soon as you see it fly back, you just run. I love how it's the two most unlikely people that are babysitting right now, Chopper and Zeb.
Yeah, really. It's like, how did we get stuck with this?
You know what? All things considered, they're doing okay.
I like her use of the probe droids.
Every time you destroy one, she comes back with more of them.
Endless supply.
Mm-hmm. I'd like one of those from Galaxy's Edge. That'd be really cool.
That'd be very cool, especially as like a little shoulder kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy to walk around as part of your cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very close. And they haven't seen Seventh Sister yet. Oh, wait, have they? Because we jumped a couple episodes. This is the big fight, though. Yes. I was thinking
Kanan has it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kanan's the only one that hasn't seen her yet.
Let's get the baby and get out of here. That would be me. I would mess it up. I like that the three men are trying to figure out what to do with this baby, and none of them have like a clue.
Three men and an Ithorian.
As Kanan be like, no, thank you. I'm raising adults already. I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah. What's wrong with it? He knows the Force and he senses the bad guys are coming.
Yeah, you have to be calm to keep him calm.
Use the Force, Ezra. Oh my God. please don't beat each other up holding the baby.
Oh,
Ooh, that would have been bad.
so now this would be a fun escape room situation, right?
Oh
Lightsabers
my
coming
God.
at you.
I kind of feel like we get that on Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Nice.
Yeah, always have a bomb.
He's learning from Sabine.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh jeez. You need your bomb to explode quickly, though.
Come on, Pipey. They're trying to save your life.
Of course, all of this is building to the big confrontation. You can't introduce Ahsoka early in the episode and then not have that pay off. The two of them have such an interesting dynamic because it seems in some cases that she's in charge of him, and has definitely like uh, sort of instructed him what to do or gone against him. But then he still seems to somehow think that he's in charge of her. I don't know. Because in Kenobi, he claimed to be next in line for Grand Inquisitor, um, which, obviously like what they did to Reva was like a setup, but like, is he next in line? It doesn't feel that way. He certainly doesn't seem to be more qualified than her.
But yeah, she mentioned in the last episode that when the Grand Inquisitor died, like it kind of felt like she was in the running for it. Like they were still in competition for it. So
Yeah.
it was just like a quick line, but
I'm sure there's a power vacuum when something like that happens, right? Like the CEO is gone and you have all the VPs, who all probably have their own strengths and skills, like looking to fill that spot. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be a clear line of succession. And at this point, second sister Trilla is gone.
Grand Inquisitor just
Grand Inquisitor's just died, right?
Yeah.
Fourth sister, we don't know what happened to. Sixth brother would already be dead because Ahsoka has the white lightsabers. So we have 5, 7, 8. 9 is defeated by Cal Kestis in Jedi Fallen Order, but we don't know if she's dead. And Trilla's dead. So like, and until they add more, and we know 11 and 12 were killed. But 10, which is Procet Dibs, I think is still out there at this point in time. So again, like any of them who's alive in theory could come back in Andor. I don't think they will. I don't think we're going to see any in Andor, but like they could also go on the list. Not many of them left though.
Here we go. Husband versus wife. Yeah. Here we go.
I wonder if they recorded their lines in the same day in the studio together. That would have been fun.
That'd be really cool. And the brutes versus the brutes.
Yeah. And that makes sense. But like Zeb doesn't stand a chance. Let's be clear.
He'll put up one hell of a fight, but
yeah, he'll try. Don't get me wrong, but like Ezra should be fighting. I mean, it takes more. Like Ezra and Kanan wouldn't stand a chance either. Kanan's fine. No. Like he's sort of a Jedi master, not quite, but like they couldn't hold their own against Inquisitors.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Run, just run. You have to know when you are outmatched, and they are like hilariously outmatched.
Right. Sometimes you just have to give up the Jedi way and just run the hell out the window.
Yeah, they save the baby. There's no need to continue to engage with them. Like obviously you'd want to vanquish them as enemies like down the road, but you're not in a place where you can be successful right now. You need backup.
Oh, these poor people.
This happens in Star Wars a lot. I'm just flying around. By the way, I would have a fully covered ship. There would be no way that like I would have an open airship at all because people are just getting flung constantly. Attack of the Clones has all of that nonsense, and it's so ridiculous. They do it in Clone Wars a lot too.
Jeff says, "Well, watch out for evil Lola." That's pretty accurate.
It is evil Lola, isn't it?
with hands.
They should really add both of those to the droid builder thing at
Yeah.
Galaxy's Edge. Like they should one have a legacy Lola. Oh, I love the all right, by the way, I love a throwing spinning lightsaber. Like there are a few things better in all Star Wars than someone throwing a lightsaber that spins. And they do it
Seriously.
quite a bit this season.
Sorry we wrecked your car, dude. Bye. Poor
I'd be so
guy.
pissed. I wonder if insurance exists. Like, did they just call up Allstate and be like, "Oh, attacked by the villains again"? Oh boy. Yeah, their fight
She's
is really good.
she's out to kill.
Yeah. Oh, see, she could. Why? Yeah, that's the kind of thing where it's like you should have killed him. That was your shot.
Mm,
A little foreshadowing as well. I don't have time to waste on you. That's amazing. Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. This is the moment
that
we've
white
been building
light.
this whole episode for.
Yeah. And my Ahsoka came over to say hi. She's like, "You're watching me on TV."
What a moment, right?
And that's the first time we see her lightsabers, like outside of obviously the book. But
Yeah,
yeah,
this is incredible.
she winks at him and is like, "All right, time to kill."
Yeah, everyone run. Yeah,
Sideshow
exactly. She's doing
Collectibles did
fine.
that really awesome statue, that premium format of this Ahsoka using that force push, and it's
Yeah,
so cool.
I love this. Well, who doesn't want to be a mother? Apparently, Sarah Michelle and Ashley became friends in real life from this casting. Ashley was a
Yeah.
longtime fan of Sarah Michelle, and then Sarah Michelle's daughter loved the character of Ahsoka. And so, in
Aw.
their panel from New York Comic Con, this is going back, this is like 2015 or whatever it was, we had Ashley
Wow.
at the booth, and it was the same time the panel happened with Sarah Michelle. So, it was like quite the New York Comic Con experience. Oh, I love this moment. So, she like
Yes.
fully stops her and pulls down the lightsaber and pulls it away from her. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, so
Now,
good.
difference between me and Ahsoka. This you are beaten nonsense is nonsense. You slice her head off right there. There's no time to have mercy on someone like that because you're not going to turn her back to the good side, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
kill her. What are we doing here?
Oh, yeah. And that would have killed her if she had jumped at
Yeah,
the right time, but
exactly. They're playing with different sets of rules. And I know you're not like Jedi, don't, but she's not a Jedi. She can kill anyone she wants. So
right.
another flying spinning lightsaber.
Ahsoka using those force jumps.
Yeah, good jumping.
Love it.
I love that whole fight sequence. It is a great indication though of Ahsoka's character, right? Like the power she has, the way she wields it, the fact that she doesn't kill them, that she defeats them, makes a fool of them. I think it was like embarrassing for the two of them, like the way that all went down. And the crew got away with the kids. Like they've had a couple of failures now at this point. It's one thing to let the rebels slip through your fingers once, but like just like the Grand Inquisitor, it happened a couple times, and then he finally caught Kanan, and got him to Mustafar, and it all went to hell.
Yeah.
The same thing's going to happen with these guys. They miss a couple times, and then it looks like they're going to win it, and then it all falls apart. Like there's nothing good's happening for these Inquisitors.
No. Chopper's babysitting service had me cracking up. Can I
The
have that on a
last person
shirt?
I, the last person I would put in charge of watching a human. Mm-mm. They did get a piece of information I think they needed.
Oh, way
Yeah,
to
there it
go,
is.
Ezra.
That's
Ugh.
where the base is going to be. Yeah. So they chase them down to Garel, and then from there, the battle continues to Malachor. Malachor? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Malachor, which is where Twilight of the Apprentice takes place. Okay. Oh wow, we're at time already. That was what a great
Yeah.
episode, guys.
I
We picked
love
these
this
for a
episode.
reason. Before I
Yes.
forget, I've been shouting out Sarah Michelle the whole time. We have to talk Philip Anthony Rodriguez, who plays the fifth brother
Yes.
in Rebels. He is tremendous. He is terrific. He is really fun. Great guy too. We brought him to the Topps booth back in like 2015 or 16, whatever it was, to sign for Star Wars Authentics. Maybe it was 2016 or 17. Super nice. Talked
Oh,
to every
cool.
fan and signed autographs for us a bunch of times. And so like I kind of know him like a little bit. And I was like, he is just an awesome, awesome guy. So if you ever see him on the circuit, like if he's
Yeah.
doing an appearance somewhere, buy that autograph, say hello to
I have
him. That
not
like,
seen him do any
yeah,
cons since those days.
it's,
So,
it's been a while. I think like
yeah.
certainly post pandemic or in the pandemic, like 2019 forward, I have not seen any appearances from him.
Yeah,
But I
same.
think in general, like a lot of people have pulled back on that, those types of things. So I don't know if it's specifically around that, or there are also fewer cons than there used to be. I mean, I was telling someone the other day, I remember the peak of con culture in 2018, where it felt like there was a convention every week in every town in America, and it sort of got oversaturated. And it got to a point where I remember
Yeah.
hearing from talent saying that like you can't make money in some places because there are just too many shows and you have to pick and choose the right ones. I'm sure
I
artists
feel
deal with
like
that all the
that's
time.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is correct. It's been really hard, especially this year compared to last year. I feel like a lot of people have more of a, like from an artist standpoint, they have more of a focus to spend on celebrities rather than buying art per se. So,
Yeah.
and having two cons in one city with like 3 months apart, it's really hard.
Yeah.
And attendance is down. Like
Oh
people
yeah.
have to choose. But
And people are traveling again, so they're not
yeah,
necessarily, but they're going on vacations that they didn't take. Like it's a
right.
whole shift in the culture. So in fact, like even though consumption's been up on a lot of collectible categories and a lot of things across the board,
Mhm.
that those dollars are now shifting to actual experiences again. So like Lady Gaga's tour kicked off last night. Like stadium tours are back, right? Like
Yes.
that was on pause for like 3 whole years. But you're seeing like the Jones Beach in New York, the Jones Beach theater, the summer concert series, they were booked every night. Like there was something happening. So that was not the case 2 years ago. And everything's sort of back, but also like kind of not. Like I'm curious to see what San Diego is going to look like. Like, will it be as
Right.
packed? Will people buy stuff? Or are people just going to be waiting online to see what the panels are? Because I know for me, the biggest thing is when I get back on Monday, I got to watch. It's going to take me all week to watch all the panels.
Excuse me, that Keanu Reeves Berserker panel. Anybody
I,
going to Hall H
yeah.
on Saturday, please get footage for me. Please. I will be
I'm
working at the booth.
my feeling is like if it is a major panel, I can
Yeah.
watch it at any point. Like
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
need to be like in the know at the moment. Like I'd like to see the slate. Like I remember a couple years ago, Marvel released their slew of movies, and it was like a one tweet after another. And it's when they announced Thor: Love and Thunder. Because I remember
Yeah, that
thinking
was
like, what
really
a great
cool.
title. Like, but that slew of like, tweet me the 10 things you're gonna reveal. Like, and I'm good. And then I'll watch the panel at a later time. But like I
Right.
like that for me is perfect.
Now, is anybody going to San Diego Comic-Con, and which Star Wars things are you hoping to get this weekend? Leave it in the comments. We want to see.
Yeah,
What are
you'll
you
have to come
hoping?
by and visit us.
Yeah, what are you hoping for a reveal as far as Star Wars is concerned? Because I know a lot of times Disney saves all their big announcements for D23,
Yeah.
but you never know.
There should be something, I would think, because
Yeah.
they did a lot at Celebration. They had May the 4th, Celebration, San Diego, D23. They're all kind of on top of each other. And I remember people saying they felt May the 4th was a little underwhelming. And I was like, Celebration's in 3 weeks. Like everyone calm down. And then a
Yeah.
slew of information came out for Celebration, and then even stuff after the fact. And then all of a sudden Obi-Wan was on the air, right? And we were like in the thick of
Yeah.
it. So now with Kenobi, with Andor,
Will we
like a
see a new
month away.
trailer?
I would love for them to put out a trailer during San Diego, but I think it would be more in their best interest to talk about their larger slate. Like I know they did a little bit of that at Celebration, but it's like
Hmm.
do slating the way everyone else is, because your trailer is going to get lost with all the other trailers. Like give us a trailer like 2 weeks before the show actually hits, and then release all the TV spots. Like give me your
Right.
15s. Like I'm fine with that. Show me of those 15 seconds, like 5 can be new footage if 10 or if it's thematic. Like give me a 15 on Mon Mothma, like give me a 15 on Cassian himself, like the new droid. Like if
Yeah.
everyone got like a TV spot the way they got a poster, like that would be cool. And in the age of like very easy video editing and the fact that you usually flight this stuff on like Twitter more so than television, and it all goes to YouTube, I think that would be the way to do it.
All right. That would be really, really cool.
That's the way I would do it anyway. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't work there. I'm just a licensee.
So make sure you guys come by our booths and see us this weekend if
Yes.
you are going to San Diego Comic-Con. And I know it's going to be really busy, first time back in 3 years. Want to get all those awesome exclusives. Trust me, I'm there for it with you. But I will be with Joe Caroni and Brian Fife in front of the Hall F doors at booth 4300. So come check us out. Come say hello. Always great to see my Cantina fam. Really excited to be back in San Diego and seeing everybody again.
Yeah, same. I can't wait for it. I fly out tomorrow morning because we got to build the booth. So I'm there on Tuesday, which means I got an extra day in San Diego itself, which I may try to go over to like Coronado because the beach is just gorgeous.
Oh,
And
so
like
pretty.
just get a drink and sit on the beach and relax for 10 minutes. But like yeah, same thing. If you're in the convention, I will be there at the De Novo booth, which is at 4049. And it's going to be really fun. We're going to have a lot. It's actually going to look a lot like what we did at Celebration. So we're just adding some new products. We do have some new reveals that are coming this week. A couple of new helmets that are going up, and then some other items that we're adding to the physical collection, plus the Batman cowl. So
Oh, that's going to be
we're going to get
so
to see for the
cool.
first time.
So
First
if you
time.
guys are looking for the Sabine helmet or the,
Yeah.
distressed Ray helmet, you
Yeah.
might want to check booth 4300.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding.
they'll be on loan at the Joe Caroni Ashley Rienzo booth. So but you come by and you can try on all these helmets. I think we're talking about like, do we let people actually put the helmets on? That was a whole conversation at Celebration with COVID and everything. We want everyone masked, but like there is no mask policy, is my understanding. Like, and I think I'm gonna wear my mask most of the time, but like it's a convention. We're at a point now where it's like, well, we signed up to be there. I don't know if we can pull back on that and say, well, I'm going to wear a mask the whole time. And, there's kind of nothing we can do about it now. Like it was either go or don't. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how we can. This is not a conversation for this show, but like, how do we live in COVID for like, as opposed to like live with COVID? Like, can we figure out ways to purify the air? Can we get air filters everywhere? Can we figure out a masking policy? Can we do things to help prevent the spread? Knowing that it is going to continue to mutate and always be there. Like we're at the point where it is endemic, but like we shouldn't surrender. So how do you create solutions as opposed to like, I feel like we're just surrendering at this point. It's really frustrating. It's like, I know. So I don't want to leave it on a bummer. But come visit us at Star Wars Celebration and then prepare right after that next week.
San Diego.
Oh my God, yes.
Are we going back in time? This is great.
Visit us in April in 2023 at Star Wars Celebration. Lord help me. It's going to be here before you know it. So this week at San Diego Comic-Con, and then next Monday, a week from today, the 25th, we will have a listicle, our first listicle on the channel. We're going to do more of these. This is our first one, our top Inquisitor moments. So this is the cap off of our Inquisitor sort of mini collection that we did. Last week, we did the best of the Grand Inquisitor, two episode watch along. This week was about the fifth brother and the seventh sister, our favorite episodes with them. And now we're going to do a top 10 list. I have a top 10. Ashley has a top 10. And when we looked at it side by side, they don't line up. So we're going to fight about it, and you're going to get to watch that. And we're going to do that next week.
And trust me, if you guys know me, you know my number one.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, oh, of course. Like it was the kind of thing where I was like, oh, obviously. So put it in the comments now if you think you know what Ashley's number one moment is from.
I want you guys to guess.
So I think mine is also pretty obvious as well. Ashley's is hilariously obvious when you see it. So we're going to do our listicle next week. Yes. And then after that, it's Andor August. And we'll talk about
Andor August, you guys. August 31st, they're going to bless us with a double episode of Andor. I cannot wait. I can't wait to hear more about it, get more trailers. The Virtual Cantina Network will have so much awesome stuff for Andor August. You guys, they're going to be doing so many watch-alongs, so many discussions on all their shows this month, so don't miss it.
Yeah, that's going to be spectacular. There's Mon Mothma content, there's Saw Gerrera content, there's Bail Organa content. We are the home base with all the Rebel stuff, and then there's Clone
Right.
Wars, Bad Batch. You're going to watch Rogue One.
Rogue One.
It's going to be really fantastic. So
It's gonna be
with
so exciting.
that, we're going to bid you adieu for this week.
Yeah.
At Come see us in San Diego if you're there.
See you
Um,
there.
and then next week, tune in for our top Inquisitor moments across Star Wars Rebels.
Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Have a great week, and may the force be with you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.